Hello, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's session. We are glad that you could be a part of this webinar. Before we move into the session, I'd like to quickly say a few words about the speaker for today, and I'll let him do the main introduction. So it's Mr. Murugesh, who will be taking us through today's session. He's a Google Certified Educator with a Master's in Computer Science and a Master's in Higher Education from Bothy University, Botswana. He comes with over 20 years of training experience in the information technology industry. And today he will be taking us through the core of full stack development. So without any further delay, Murugesh, the session is all yours.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Murugesh, and I come from Chennai. And I have been in training for more than 20 decades. And I have been involved in academic and industry, corporate training, and so on. And this session will be on full stack development. I hope everybody can hear me properly. Is my voice audible to everybody? You can just if you're happy with the voice, you can just chat, put OK in the chat box. Or if you're not happy with the audio, please check your mobile phones or laptops and fix it. And
so the audience says yes, they can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I got a confirmation from the organizer. And today's session will be on full stack development. Okay, as you all know, this is very popular nowadays. Almost all MNCs are looking for full stack developers, and they are most wanted, highly paid, and the industry needs them for their projects. And full stack development, as you all think, it is not that difficult. I will make this session in such a way that this full stack development is not a big deal for anybody who has got enough qualification and little experience. They can survive and they can start their career in Java or .NET full stack. Today's session will be, the focus will be on full stack development. That is two branches. The industry looks for two main areas. The full stack development is happening in two main areas, two main domain. That is .NET full stack and Java full stack. Okay, both are popular and both professionals are highly wanted for the industry. Okay. So who is a full stack developer? What is full stack? Okay, as you all know, full stack means, as the name suggests, full stack means a developer should be able to develop user interfaces, write coding for the backend, that is database, or write coding for server-side scripting, which actually it is a backend. It runs on the server. Okay, server-side scripting, and also client-side scripting. SQLs, everything. Okay, he or she should be very much comfortable to write coding on all the areas of the software development. So a single person runs the whole show. That is what industry looks for. Okay, because earlier it was not like this. They were having separate team of people who are very much professional in user interface design. Will be happening in one side, and backend server-side scripting will be happening in one side. SQLs will be happening in other side, and there will be it will be divided among the group of the team of people. But nowadays, when a task is there, whatever might be the task, everybody should know everything. That is what industry looks for. Okay, and that is why industry also pays you. It is highly paid. Okay, like yeah, I don't want to mention the payment. Like you will get based on the industry, MNC companies, they will pay you nicely. Okay, based on the experience and based on your expertise knowledge, you will be given a nice package. So full stack developer is someone who is familiar with all layers of software development, and these developers are not expert in everything but simply have the functional knowledge to finish and develop the entire product. Okay, so even if an entire product is given to you, you should be able to finish it, and you should be able to deliver it, okay, on time. Okay, see, a full stack developer is somebody who is well versed in all these areas like front end technology. What is front end technology? Anybody knows what is front end technology? Okay, see, front end technology, as what you see is the front end. Okay, what we see in a when we open our browsers, what we see, browser. What is a browser? Browser, you all might have seen Chrome or Netscape Navigator or Microsoft Edge. These are all browsers. Okay, in the browser, whenever you go to and log in Gmail account, okay, you see a screen, okay, a form which actually asks for your email ID and password. Okay, and that is the front end. Okay, that is actually the front end. Okay, and that is developed using what language, what scripting language? Anybody knows it? You can type, you can just put your message in chat box if you know it. The front end design is developed using which language or which scripting language?
Naveen says React.js.
Oh, can you repeat?
Naveen says React.js.
Very good, very good. Okay, React.js. Yes, React.js. React.js is from who is the vendor for React.js? React.js comes from Facebook. Okay, Facebook. What is the competitor for React.js? Like, uh, React.js and another competitor. Who is that?
Node.js.
Node.js is server side. Node.js is server side. It is Angular. Angular.js. Okay. Angular.js, React.js, both are front-end technologies used to develop SPA, single page architecture. Okay, I will come back to that. It is like a powerful, even this Gmail, Hotmail, and all these front-end technology, whatever you see in the Gmail, it is developed using Angular.js. Okay, Angular, Hotmail, yes, Angular.js. Hotmail is nowadays, I think it is Outlook. Okay, Outlook, Hotmail is all from Microsoft. These interfaces, the front-end designs, are developed using Angular.js, and React.js can also be used in equivalent to this Angular.js, and it is from Angular.js is from, who is the vendor for Angular.js? Google. Okay, Google is the vendor for Angular.js, and it is also it is like I have a comparison in this PPT. React.js and Angular.js, I have compared it. Okay, these are all front-end technologies. Okay, back-end technologies is, as somebody mentioned, it is Node.js. Okay. Node.js, yes. Yeah, Node.js is used for developing server-side scripts nowadays. Okay, it is also highly popular. Okay, before Node.js, we used ASP.NET as servlets and JSPs, PHPs, and still they are used. Many servers, many websites runs on these technologies. Okay, but nowadays the newly developed softwares, they are using this Node.js, Angular, or React.js for front-end and back-end technologies. Okay, and then databases, yes, You might have seen database like Microsoft SQL Server, and then databases like Oracle, and databases like MongoDB. Okay, MySQL. These are all databases and used for storing the information in a tables, row and columns. Okay, rows and columns. Okay, and web application architecture. Yes, if there is an architecture, that architecture is called as three-tier architecture or two-tier architecture. Somebody's mic is not muted. Please mute it. Sushil?
I've
Yeah.
muted the attendees mic, not a problem. Carry on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Web application architecture. Yes, we have many web application architectures from Microsoft. Sorry, from MVC. MVC is Model View Controller Architecture, which is used. That is used in the industry, highly used in the industry to develop this type of technologies like web architecture is used. And then HTTP is the protocol and rest is a framework. Okay, and these are the most important protocols that are used and the frameworks that are used. Even AngularJS and React.js are all frameworks. And for these frameworks to develop code, what is the tool that is used? Say if you want to write a code for using Angular, okay, which tool or which software should you install? What is the software? Okay, Visual.
Visual Studio Code.
Yeah, very good, very good. VS Code, Visual Studio Code is the software that you have to install, and Visual Studio Code is from Microsoft. Okay, and it is open source as well. Okay, yeah, and then this algorithms and data structures are there for long number of years. Without this, on most of your packages which is existing in C# and Java, these data structures are involved, and like you have popular data structures like stack, queue, linked list. These are all there, and based on this, you will have plenty of classes, plenty of classes which can be used for your application, used in your application. And when you go for interviews, you will be questioned on those the classes and the methods which are found in those classes. Okay, and JIT version is for version control, and it is like a repository of all these softwares, and you can even find your example programs. You can upload your coding and get some comments, feedback from the experts. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, using this JIT version control. Yeah, it is all open source, and most of the technology. Like if you see now in .NET, the .NET has come up with .NET Core, which makes the platform .NET platform mission independent, platform independent, which is very similar to Java. Okay, so if you want to build your career in full stack and you are good at code, I like Java means yes, you can do it Java. You say if you think that Java is too hard to code, then you prefer .NET. .NET will be like C#.NET is exactly the same like Java, but it will be simpler and easier for you. Okay, yeah, for your information. Yes, layers in full stack development is operating system, databases, web servers, server-side script, browser, client-side script. This client-side script, why it is called as a client-side script? Anybody knows it? Clients, why it is called as a client-side scripting? Okay, client. Who is a client?
Local machine.
Yes, or the local machine where you are browsing your internet resources, like the browsers. Browsers is the only tool that is used in the client side. Okay, and in browser, what it can understand, what browsers can understand?
HTML format.
Very good. Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Browsers can understand only this. Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, because whenever the server send an information to the browser, the client, it sends in the form of HTML. Okay, because browsers can understand only HTMLs and JavaScript. And JavaScript is a powerful client-side scripting which is used for validation, client-side validation. What is validation?
Validation
Okay,
is nothing
let
but
me
the
explain what is
restrictions.
validation.
Validation
Very
is
good,
nothing but
very
the restrictions.
very good, very good. Yes, correct, correct. Okay, yeah, restricting the users, okay, from not entering certain incorrect data. Okay, that is validation. Okay, for instance, let me give you an example. You have a text box for entering name. Okay, your name. Okay, in that text box, you cannot enter numbers, right? Is correct. Name cannot have numbers. Uh, you agree? So that type of validation has to be done before sending this data, the name to the server. Okay, because when you have a registration form, the details that are entered in the registration form will be sent to the browser, sent to the server for storing that information for later purpose. Okay, because this registration form you will be doing it only once. Okay, for a particular portal. Okay, you will be doing only once, but using this registration information you will log into that portal plenty of time. Okay, and this entered details should be correct, exact. It should be in a correct format. If it is not correct means it is useless to store incorrect data in the database. Okay, incorrect data, why should anybody have an incorrect data? Data is money. Data is the most nowadays in this decade, in this generation. The data is something like the new oil. Okay, data is new oil. If you have terabytes of data, then you can make money out of it. Okay. Yes, so data is very, very important, and to ensure the correctness of the data, you use JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript for client-side validation, and this validation will be done in the browser itself before sending it to the database. The valid data will be ensured, like entering the valid data will be ensured by the JavaScript. The programmers who are JavaScript programmers will write scripting in JavaScript, and then that will validate the data. Okay. Yeah. uh, yes, most of the time you might have seen a form which has mandatory field. This field is mandatory, and there will be a star mark. Okay, that means that field is cannot be empty, and that is also done by JavaScript. Like this, many validation, you can perform many different types of validation using JavaScript. Okay, and that is called as client-side scripting language. Okay. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, and server-side scripting as okay, I forgot to tell you one thing. And also nowadays we are using AngularJS, Node.js, AngularJS and React for developing client-side scripting, like powerful user interfaces. This user interface, which is developed using AngularJS, is using single page SPA, single page application. Okay, means in a single page there might be a static content as well as dynamic content. What do you mean by static content and dynamic content? A content which doesn't change is static. Okay, and the content that is often changing is dynamic. Okay, for example, in a login screen. Okay, in a login screen, this username entry box. Okay, authentication form. Authentication means username and the password. Okay, you enter it, and then there will be registration or password resetting link given. Okay, that area is something which is dynamic. Okay, but there might be another information which is present in the same screen, saying that the company information and the contact, the address, company address, those things will not change for anybody. Okay, there will be millions of people using Gmail account, but that information which is on the left hand side, which describes about Gmail, doesn't change. But this username and password it is going to change time to time. So that information they have divided into dynamic content and static content. So this Gmail and Hotmail, which is the user interface which is developed using AngularJS, is the dynamic content often. See, this is all depends upon the network traffic, because we are using internet heavily for this type of communication. And why did they do this? Because when I load often from the server, because server might the clients might be billions of clients, but the server will be limited, very limited. India, for in India, we might have like 10 servers for Google. Okay, like for instance, I'm not very sure about it, but for instance, I'm just giving an example. Okay, 10 servers for Google. Okay, for the whole population of the country. Okay, and how many people will be accessing this server? Billions, crores, isn't it? Okay, what is the population of India? It is more than 120 crores, right? How much? So these many people will be accessing Gmail. Okay, okay, only that is in Indian subcontinent alone. Okay, like this, each and every country, Google might have set up a server. Okay, and the traffic depends upon that is all taken care of the network protocols that is running behind. Okay, so why I'm saying this is, why this separation, the dynamic contents, static content separation has been decided by the AngularJS to simply to reduce the traffic. Okay, simply to reduce the traffic to the server, because servers are the servers are limited and the users are plenty. Okay, and web server is the web server that is running on the server, remote server. Okay, say if you have KnowledgeHut is might be having a server, okay, web server, which is running 24/7. The KnowledgeHut website will be available 24/7, because it will be running on the server. Okay, and whatever time you access KnowledgeHut, it will be available. It will send you you send the request, you say www.knowledgehut.com, that request will be sent to the server, and you will get the response from the server. Okay, and that is because they will be running their website using might be it is PHP or ASP or JSP. Okay, these are the popular technologies. Okay, and database, if it is PHP, they might be using MySQL. If it is ASP.NET Microsoft technology means MS SQL Server, and then if it is Java technology means Oracle. Okay, an operating system, yes, of course, everybody, the root of this any machine is the operating system. Okay, which provides various services. Okay, yes, I hope this is clear to you. Okay, so front-end technologies, yes. Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can note it down and you can ask me later also, because this session we will be completing it in next half an hour, and then we will have a session for 10 question answer session for 10 minutes. Okay, yes, as I already told you, this front-end technologies in full stack, which is common across all the vendors like .NET or Java or PHP or whatever is mean stack or whatever it is. The front-end technologies are common. Okay, we use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular or React, and these Vue or these technologies Bootstrap. Okay, we use these things. These programming language, these frameworks are used for front end, in the front end. Okay, designing the forms, user interfaces is what front end means. Okay, you get me? JavaScript in this AngularJS is based on JavaScript. Okay, and in AngularJS, how do you write a code? Means you use something called as TypeScript, which is a superset of JavaScript. TypeScript, okay, is a superset of JavaScript, and that is the language you use in Angular. In Visual Studio Code, you will be writing your coding in using TypeScript. Okay. Like this, there are other technologies like Angular, React.js is also there. TypeScript is from Google, and in React.js also you will be having some other scripting language. Okay. Yeah, backend technologies in full stack. Like I already mentioned, PHP, Java, C#. C# is not present in this slide, but C# is also from is a backend technology. ASP.NET. Okay, ASP.NET are those technologies which is actually what is backend technology. I will give you one very simple example. What you mean by what you actually do it in backend. Okay, say for instance, you have typed in your username, password, and you have hit the submit button. What should happen? That is called as authentication. Okay, what should happen? It should validate. Okay, the code that is written in ASP.NET or JSP.NET should validate the data. Okay, validate the data across the database. Okay, what do you mean by validation here is it has to ensure that this username and password matches with the record that is present already in the database. Okay, that kind of validation will be done using, if you are using .NET, then it will be using ASP.NET. You will be writing a script in ASP.NET. Okay, and then that script, ASP.NET script, will take this data which is entered in the front end, and it will validate it. Okay, across the database. Okay, it will validate it. If the data is correct, then you will be allowed to navigate to the next screen. Okay, if the data is incorrect, if the username and the password does not match with the record in the database, then what will happen? Then you will be redirected to the same page saying that incorrect details are entered, please correct it. Okay, this message will be coming. Okay, and this type of validation will be done using, this is what backend technology does. ASP.NET or Java or PHP or Node.js, these languages are used to store the data, or to do validation, or to navigate from one page to another page. You write all these scripts, okay, using any one of these technologies. If you are a Java full stack developer, you will be writing the code using Java technologies. If you are a .NET full stack developer, then you will be using .NET technologies, like even in Java you use Node.js, and in .NET, yes, we use Node.js. Okay, and other technologies, Ruby and all, it is very like not that popular, but PHP, Java, .NET is very popular. Okay. As I told you, this yeah, database technologies, full stack. Yeah, MongoDB is NoSQL database. It is not a typical SQL language. You don't have to write SQLs there. It is something which is different. We will have a separate session on MongoDB because it cannot be explained in this what 1 hour. Okay, and other database technologies like Oracle, and these are all actually many are open sources. Okay, MySQL is open source, MongoDB is open source. Yes, most of them are open sources. And then Oracle is not open source. MySQL is not, sorry, MS SQL Server, yes, to some extent it is open source. Okay, Oracle is from which vendor? Who is the owner of Oracle? Sorry, who is the owner of Java? Sorry.
Sun Microsystems.
No, Sun Microsystem. Java was earlier. Sun Microsystem owns it. Now Oracle has bought Java. You know that? Oracle bought Java. Okay. Yeah. Server technologies in full stack. Yes. Server side what I mean as web service. Web service. Okay. Web service is a server side software that runs in a remote machine where you host all these scripts. Okay. You develop ASP.NET page, and then you develop HTMLs. You put some images. Everything will be loaded in a web server and that in a directory, and that directory is called as virtual directory, and you give it a name, and you host it using some ISPs. You host it, and then it will become live, and then clients can access. Then you give your you say knowledgehut.com. Okay, so knowledgehut.com will be having a server. Okay, server, and it will be I'm not very sure about what technology they are using it for developing knowledgehack.com. Okay. And if they are using, if they had used .NET for knowledgehack website, then their servers will be IIS, Internet Information Server, because IIS is from Microsoft. If they are using Java, then their server will be something different, J2EE server. Okay, J2EE server, or Tomcat, or Apache Tomcat, or if they are using PHPs. Okay, PHPs, it is an open source, and PHP you will have some free web servers like WAM, XAMPP. Okay, these are all servers. These two are the popular server. You might have studied this in your college. Okay, if you are using a PHP, if you have studied PHP scripting language, then your server will be XAMPP or WAM. In your college, you might have used that. Okay, and if you can also use Tomcat, and there are many other different servers, web servers. So web server's job is to provide services to the client. Okay, so it will run 24/7, and you will have an admin panel. And admin panel, you can see how many users are there, what is the traffic, and those things you can see. Okay, yeah. So servers means web servers. Okay. Yes, Node.js. Node.js, yes, it is server-side scripts. It has many different. There is a lot of advantages of using Node.js. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Okay, there are many advantages for using Node.js. It is a real-time achieving data as soon as possible without page refresh. Yes, you need not refresh the page often. It is without refreshing page, the data will be loaded quickly. Okay, and it supports Windows, Mac, and Linux platform. Okay, it is scalable, throughput is high, and asynchronous communication happens, event driven, and it is a server side, while it is not on JavaScript. Okay, but despite the JavaScript, Node.js on the server side. Okay, JavaScript is on the client side, Node.js is on the server side. Okay, and server side, why server side? Because database runs on the server, and Node.js interacts with the database and retrieves the information from the database, stores and retrieves information from the database. Okay, servers, that is Node.js. Okay, it is open source. There is a website to download the Node.js. Actually, when you install AngularJS, you also install Node.js. Okay, and then you install VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and you can do the Node.js script in Angular in Visual Studio Code itself. Okay, you can write Node.js code in that platform itself. Okay, and then you can easily deploy it, and you can even run it. There is something called as what is that called? Fire. Okay, I will tell you later. Okay, yeah, they're like instant, immediate posting and checking your website. You can do it. There is something which is available, which provides you themes and all these templates for very quick development of a website. Okay, and Firebase, yes, Firebase. Okay, Firebase, using that Firebase software, like it's an open source tool where you can deploy a website and you can check that output. Actually, your website will be executed. It will be running in your browser, and with the help of this Firebase deployment. Okay, you check it. You use you if you, I know you might have used many of them might have come across this. If you have not come across this, also you just check it out in the internet. Okay, whatever things I told, it is all, you can get all the information from the internet. Okay, check it out. Spend some time on that. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. What is Node.js used for? Yes, Node.js, as I told you, it is a single page. SPAs means single page applications. Okay, server-side proxy, queued IO inputs, and REST APIs. APIs like RESTful APIs are there. Okay, these are all RESTful APIs are all frameworks. Okay, which is used in Node.js. Okay, and many different types of application you can develop. Okay, data streaming apps, yes. Okay. Okay, Node.js advantages. See, Node.js is for server-side script. If you want to interact with the database, the latest technology which is used in industry, highly used in the industry, is Node.js. Okay, and it is reduces long loading time, very easy to learn, high performance, large community support, freedom to develop cross-platform application which can run in Java technology as well as .NET technology. Yeah, okay, Microsoft or Oracle platform. Okay, improved app response time, extensible and scalable. Okay, so that is why Node.js programmers are most wanted. Okay, yes, the comparison study of Node.js with Django. Okay, Node.js was invented in 2007. Sorry, 9. This one was released in Django was released in 2005. GitHub stars, there are more, comparatively more for Node.js. Scalable, more scalable, better performance, good. Okay, you decide which one to use, Django or Node.js. Okay, you decide which one to study. Okay, or practice. Okay, model template view, Django, both are equally popular. Okay, less complex than Django, more complex. Okay, why Node.js is more popular? Because complexity, when it comes to complexity, easy to learn means Node.js is easy to learn than Django. Okay, and npms is like package manager, Node package manager. Okay, why do developers choose Node.js or Django? Because you have a lot of packages here. Okay, and then JavaScript libraries. This is just overview of how Node.js or why Node.js is very popular. Okay. Okay, what is React? Quickly, React is again, it's a front end tool. Okay, UI interface. It's creating user interfaces. Okay, powerful user interface. Okay, web server receives request from your browser, and then the one which you see in the browser, the front end interface will be created using React.js. Okay, and web server sent React file to your browser. Okay, whenever you say www.knowledgehut.com, if KnowledgeHut uses React.js or AngularJS for developing UI, then this page, the home page, will be loaded from the server to your browser using this web servers. Okay, web servers, as I already mentioned, if it is .NET technology, IIS will be the web server, and IIS comes along with Visual Studio. Okay, Visual Studio. When you install Visual Studio, IIS will be there. Okay, it will come along with it. Okay, and web server sends React.js file to your browser. Once you say www.knowledgehut.com, this page will be sent from the web server to your browser. Okay, and using this, plenty of protocols that is running in the background. HTTP is the most important protocol. Okay, which is used to send and receive the page. Okay, the data over the internet. Okay, HTTP is the protocol. Okay, so on your left hand side you can see this web server, and on your right hand side you can see the browser. Browser uses React file to render the HTML and CSS view to the user. Okay, and React updates browser viewing without refreshing the web page. Okay, so to refresh, what do you mean by refresh? When you hit F5, means what happens is the page will be refreshing. Whenever the page refreshes, the page will be loaded from your web server to your browser. But if you are using React or AngularJS for user interfaces development, when you refresh, okay, the updates will be very less interruption to the web servers. Okay, in fact, only the dynamic content, for the dynamic content alone, the web servers will be contacted. Okay, for the static content, it will be automatically present. It won't be even refreshing. Okay, only the dynamic content will be refreshing, and only the dynamic content will be loading from the web server to your browser. Okay, and the comparison of React.js with Angular JS. Okay, it uses TypeScript. React.js uses JavaScript. It's written using JavaScript language. Angular uses TypeScript for development. See, why Angular is very, very popular is Angular is compatible with any platform. React.js is not compatible with any platform. Okay, it's like Angular is compatible with Java platform. Angular is compatible with .NET platform, both. Okay, and Angular is from Google. Okay, React is from Facebook. Okay, so other differences are very common differences. I'm just rushing up because we have very less time. The seminar is for 1 hour, webinar is for 1 hour. MongoDB, yes, MongoDB is a NoSQL database. MySQL is purely SQL. Okay, and no schema. Here we have schema. Tables and rows. Actually, MongoDB stores data in a different format. It is like a document format. In MySQL, we store data in tables. Okay, rows and columns. MongoDB works great for unstructured data and lends you opportunity for growth. Okay, and it is both are open sources. It's free download. You can freely download and use it. Yes, .NET full stack. If you are studying .NET full stack, you should be good at JavaScript, MS SQL Server, Angular, Node.js. Apart from this, MVC architecture, and then HTML, CSS, and then what else? Yes, querying, how to write SQL queries. Yes, you have to know it. And then ASP.NET. Yes, you have to know it to some extent. Okay. And if you are a Java full stack, yes, again here repetition. JavaScript is common. Who is the inventor of JavaScript? Anybody knows who is the vendor for who supplies us JavaScript? Anybody knows it?
Anyone from the audience?
Okay, and JavaScript is from Netscape. Okay, Netscape, you know, Netscape Navigator is a browser, and JavaScript is also from Netscape. Okay, see, JavaScript, without JavaScript, none of these websites or the latest technology, everything is based on JavaScript. AngularJS, TypeScript is based on JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript is like very, very important if you wanted to be a good programmer, good full stack programmer. Then you should know JavaScript, because JavaScript is, you go to any full stack development, you should be able to code JavaScript, and JavaScript is very, very, very simple. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, very easy to learn. Okay. Yes. And as I told you, some of the tools and softwares for .NET Full Stack: Visual Studio 2022, Visual Studio Code. This is the code which is tools which is very, very essential for .NET alone. Okay, .NET platform means you should have Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio 20, like Visual Studio software. Okay, 2020 Community Edition or any type of edition. Okay, we use. If you are in education sector, you use Community Edition. If you are a professional and if you are a MNCs, they will be using Professional Edition, Visual Studio Professional. Okay, and Visual Studio Code is used for Node.js and AngularJS development, and you also deploy it using Visual Studio, and you can check your output in Visual Studio Code itself, VS Code. Okay. And what is the server side? Like where I will store the database. IMS SQL Server will store the database. Okay. So we have come to the end of this session. We are left with less than 10 minutes. We will have some 10 minutes time for your questions, and all your questions. Ask me now. Feel free to ask. Feel free to share the feedback as well to Mr. Sushil, and he is the organizer for this webinar. Okay, and thank you, Sushil, and thank you, KnowledgeHut, for organizing this. Yes, you can ask your questions. Thank you, audience, for your patience, and we'll meet again. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, you please ask.
You have given the .NET stack, mean stack, and other stacks, but what about React related stacks? Anything is there?
See, these
React.js related stack?
React is not React.js is a user interface development framework. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
React.js is not a full stack by itself. Okay.
So
Understand?
you mean to say, let's say in .NET stack, instead of AngularJS, we can put React.js there?
No, React.js is not doesn't support everything. As I already told you, Visual Studio Code. Yes, React.js is possible. Yes, I have seen it. Yes, it is for .NET supports it. Yes.
Okay.
Visual Studio Code
in
supports
place
React.js.
of Angular, we can use React, right? That's what you are telling.
Yes. If you open Visual Studio Code, yeah, and then if you start working on your project, you can code using you can develop using user interfaces using Angular or React.js in .NET, in Visual Studio Code. Thank you all for your questions and for your patience. And thank you, Sushil, again, and your team. Thank you, KnowledgeHut.
Thank you so much, Murugesh, for taking the time out, and also thank you to all the audience.